I'm El Michelle, and welcome to another edition of Media Mondays. I'm super excited just to be so free, to be able to freely just put out really positive content and to talk to various people from all over the world who are working behind the scenes in media or who are just working in media in general. Maybe some of them are on the scene in media and just not only just doing it, but making an impact with the type of media that they're doing. I feel very blessed to be able to have these candid conversations with various media people from all over the world about their journey and about their impact, and particularly media professionals of color from all over the world, like myself, who are at this time being the representation that we need to have the education that we need about all types of people from all over the world. So we're kicking it off right now with a special artist series that was on my heart to do at the end of what is now 2020. I often tell the teens that I work with, why fear the future if we could just create it? And I believe the artists of our day now are really rising up and showing us a little bit more about what the future will bring. And one of those artists is Miss Doria Adouke. Adouke. Okay. So I think I said that right. Miss Doria Adouke. She is based in London, England, and she has this amazing calendar that we just received, this Black Girl Magical calendar for 2021. And I just love it because every single month is a reminder of the magic that the melanin brings. And so without any further ado, yes, let's clap that up for Doria, who is here and just here to talk to us about her media journey and impact and everything. And she's in London right now. Doria, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
I am very, very well. I'm excited. Listen, I know first things first, we are thousands of miles away from each other, but through the power of social media, specifically Instagram, I was able to find out about you and to really see your work and be inspired by it. So you have to tell us, how are things right now in London where you are? Is there a lockdown happening right now?
Yes, it's a lockdown. We are on lockdown until the, uh, the beginning of December. A
Wow.
month.
Wow. So you're on lockdown right now. COVID has affected the world, period. Like there's not a space that you can go and not just see and hear about the effects for you personally. Did you have any just direct effects of COVID? Like how has this year been different for you?
Uh, for me, I didn't have any direct effect from COVID because I worked also full time in digital marketing.
Mhm.
And I'm working for a retailer. So with COVID, I was working from home during the lockdown from March to I don't remember when it stopped. For
Wow.
6 months. Yeah. So I was working from home. So it didn't change. For me, it didn't change a lot because I'm quite an introvert. So I like staying alone.
Right.
So
So
for me, yeah, I wasn't liking of like social social contact for me.
the social distancing was okay for you.
Yeah, it was okay. It was like actually better for me.
Wow.
But I'm like I'm prefer that.
Well, I've
And
heard that too and thought about that too for some of us who, don't mind the kind of alone time, and it's different for others, who are extroverts and things like that. But it is just truly a different time, and it's a different time worldwide. I know here in the United States, not only did we face COVID here in this year, we have faced a lot of uh, just uprisings as it related to race.
Yeah.
Here in the United States, as you know, we're having change in leadership.
Mhm.
So there has been quite a bit of unrest in this country, and I think in our country, and I think what really stuck out to me about your calendar in a time where it was refreshing to be encouraged as African Americans, like we are here, just people of color. Your calendar, your work was refreshing in its way. And I want to say too that it was not new. So it wasn't a response necessarily to what was going on. This is something that I see you've been passionate about for a while. So can you tell us a little bit about you and your artistry, how you got started in this just Black girl magical line?
Yeah. So I've been starting to like draw black girls in 2009. I Because I created a beauty blog for black women, and I wanted like a character to be like the representation of my blog, because I wanted to use this character to um to illustrate my blog posts. And I started to draw a little girl with an afro, and then I started to like create small comics that were like short stories about what happened to black women with their hair, the skin, the daily life of black women in France. And then I started to do some illustrations. What I wanted to do is I wanted to like draw black women, because I didn't see any black woman uh, in illustrations. I didn't see illustration of black women, and I wanted to see women like me that looks like me. Because in the media, I'm from France, and in the media, black women are not at the time, they are not represented. If you look at the like 20 years ago, you could count actress on the in your hand, on the fingers of your hands. Even less, there are like maybe two black actresses that were known in France. Two.
Hmm.
Um, so and now I think it's the same. There are not a lot of actresses are not represented in terms of models, in terms of on TV. You don't see black people, even if there are lots of black people in France. It's only because when I went to the US, people thought there was no black people in France. Because you don't see them in the media, you don't see them in
Right.
the movies. You just see white
Even when you
people.
told me, you were like, I'm from France. Did you hear me? Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Like I was kind of looking like, even though I knew you were coming on for this interview, I do understand now. Well, I've always understood, but now even more than ever, it's representation is key, right?
yeah, exactly. So I wanted to like just see women that looks like me. And in terms of the illustration, I'm drawing also. The thing is that black women are not represented a lot in the media, but when they are represented, they are not represented well. It's just full of stereotypes. They're over sexualized. They seem like angry, tough, and I just want to see like women that I see in my day-to-day life, not like caricature. Even if in my comics I'm doing caricatures, but yeah, I just wanted to see uh, a realistic image of black women.
Wow. And that's what we see in your calendar. Her new calendar Black Girl Magical Calendar 2021 has so many beautiful images on here. Of course, I have to go to my birthday month. Of course, of
Mm,
course, the
you see that
flavor.
answer.
That,
Yeah,
and then I noticed that you call it, magical. And then you talk about real representation. It's
yeah.
amazing to me to have this discussion with you, and we're thousands of miles apart, but fighting for the same thing. Do you think where you are, how has it been just racially there, and from your perspective of this year, what has it felt like across seas, like where you are?
So, well, that's from like UK or France.
I would say let's do London. We'll just say where you're based right now.
Okay, so we like yeah, I so there were lots of like manifestation, demonstrations against what happened during the lockdown with the death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, and it there are some manifestation in the UK too, because in the UK there are also issues with the police in France as
Mm,
well.
mm.
With police violence towards ethnic minority, especially black people, yes, there is. And it's not, I think, it's not the only place. In Spain, I've been in Spain for 5 months, 10 years ago, and they were beating up black people as well. So
In
it's
Spain.
in Spain.
Wow.
So it's not something that is only happening in the US, because in France people say, oh no, that only happened in the US. No, it happened in France, in the UK, in Spain, and I'm sure in so many other countries.
And
Uh,
it's just hard, right? To even see these things happening. I know, um I see and I can feel the empowerment that you bring through your artwork. Is that somewhat therapeutic for you to be able to do that?
uh, for me, it's more personal. Uh,
Mm,
Drawing is just a way for me because I'm overthinking. So for me, drawing is a way to stop thinking, because the only time I don't think is when I draw, and it just time goes so slowly. It just relaxes me. That's for me. That's therapeutic, but that's a personal therapy. In terms of what happens, in terms of like police violence and racism, it's not something that I'm shocked about. I'm shocked by, because I've been used to racism since I arrived in France. Because basically I was I was born I was born in France, but I lived in Madagascar when I was a young, really until I was 5, and then I came back to France, and that's where I discovered racism. And so racism is not new, because literally in my school I was the only black person, and I was in a city that was really racist. So I've known that my whole life. So I've been like really angry and frustrated a long time ago. So what I see now, it doesn't shock me. It doesn't even make me angry anymore,
mm,
because I stopped thinking. I stopped, like when I started to study, to work, I realized that being angry and manifesting, because all these people in the street, they are young, so they are angry. But now it's more at my age and with my experience, I'm thinking about the solution, not
mm.
the issues, because we will never end racism. Racism will always exist. The only way we can do something and we can get respected is by the economy. we need to enforce the economy. And what I'm really happy with is that Black people now, there are like lots of organization, no, not organization, lots of movement that are created in the UK, like the Black Pound Day. Every month, they encourage people to buy from Black business. Um, there is a website called Black Owned Economy where no, it's a Facebook group, and basically you just show your website, your products, and people buy and are really happy to buy. And I'm really glad about it because something I've noticed, uh, uh, especially with Black French speaking people, African people that speak French, Black French speaking people, is that they don't support Black business.
Wow.
That's something I've noticed. And the thing, and you need to work for, you need to, they want things that are free. And I think that's something really related to France. It's just a mentality. They are not business oriented. Because like when I started to sell my product, I had lots of French speaking people that said, ask me for illustration. I say, yeah, okay, I charge you. They say, oh, you need to pay. They always wanting me to do things for them for free, like to work for free. Whereas
Right.
in the US, Black people, Black Americans are buying my product, even if they had to pay like a lot of shipping fees that are really expensive. Well, it's cheaper in France. That's and I'm really glad that in the UK people start to like understand this. That yeah, if you want things to change, you need to like support Black business because when you when you buy from a business, you're literally improving the person's life. Maybe they are going to use this money to pay the tuition for their kids' university. They are going to invest in other business. They are going to employ people. It, so there is a lot of. It's really important to think about this. So just I know it's important to talk about racism but for me it's not efficient. The economy is efficient for me because like you're not going to change racist people. The racists are there.
So your, like you said, your thought process is a solution, and one
Yeah,
solution for you has been to take. I like what you said about drawing and how it's the only time that you're not thinking because you're just kind of doing, you're being, you're really um, in your purpose, really, and then that translates into a tangible product that can be purchased, which then begins to make impact in different ways. So you have the
yeah.
calendar out. How
And
can we? Oh, go ahead.
yeah, because I created this calendar especially because it is the third year I'm doing a calendar. Every year I want to do a calendar that shows positive image of Black women. I really want to change this image that we have in the media, this negative image of Black women. And this year especially, I wanted to do like a calendar that was really like colorful and fun because I was thinking of people that were affected by COVID, by the racial tension happening, and I really wanted to bring them something like some joy.
Well, I definitely think that you have done that. I was wondering how it would, translate like to me, how it would make me feel in my country. But the images are Black women, period. I felt like I could relate. And I love the last image for December, which is just beautiful representation of love. What are your hopes for the future and for 2021 at least? How do you think it'll be?
Oh, seriously, I don't know. My hopes, my hopes. I really would like people to. I really would like this consciousness about improving like Black businesses, about supporting Black businesses to continue. because that's the way forward. That's the only way it will improve life of Black people in general. And also, I really hope that this time, uh, like people have used this time during the lockdown to assess their life and to change their behavior, to improve their behavior, to like think about how to be like better. I really hope some people use it because that's why I did. I know lots of people that did it in my close circle. I know some people never change, but I really hope that it will improve our relations between each other.
Yeah, I think so too. I personally do. I know we have your website there, doriaaduke.com. That's where you can actually purchase, like we've been talking about, the Black Girl Magical Calendar for 2021. I think it's
And,
interesting that oh, go
and
ahead.
also, I also created a calendar with little black girls. I really thought about doing something for like little kids, for daughters, because we don't see a lot of toys for little black girls that are represented to them. So I really wanted for them to have a good image, to see a positive image of them, and to see them represented, because this is how you improve your confidence.
Yes, yes. The representation, I always say, brings education about what's really going on. And so you
Mhm.
can go to doriaaduke.com and see everything that she has to offer. I love that you said you'll just be creating these products year after year. I know we have a journal series that just takes a look into life and various issues from the perspective of a Black woman in her 40s, which is through my life perspective. And I just felt very passionate about doing this multi-year journal series. And anytime you say year after year, it's a challenge to yourself
Yeah.
personally to do just that. And so I feel you on that, and just our responsibility, like how we feel really like a responsibility and obligation to represent. So I'm just so excited. I'm so glad we met. Is there anything else that you would like to share before we wrap up for now? Because I know we'll be talking more.
No, not especially. I'm just happy to have been having this talk with you today. And yeah, visit my website. You can follow me on Instagram as well at Doria Adouke. Doria Adouke, well, you can see on my illustration.
Yes. Follow her Instagram. Her Instagram has so many things. Her website, you can purchase products from there, but definitely worth the follow. And we are super excited about all that'll be coming from you. Maybe we can talk to you. Maybe we could get an exclusive Doria Adouke
Yeah.
drawing in our next journal. See, I figured I would kind of ask it on YouTube and then we'll just go from there. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being a guest with us on Media Mondays.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank y'all for just being here with us again. If you want to purchase any products from Doria, you could just go to her website. It's all about making impact, their journey, and the impact. So when we bring a guest, Doria didn't disappoint. She told us all about her journey and impact. So we appreciate y'all joining us. Don't forget to subscribe.